Just wobble your arms. Wait, hang on. Wobble your arms. Just bloody do it. Strike a pose. Ain't nothing to it. Vog you. Hi. Hello everyone. Welcome to this cute moment I'm having here. Having a bit of a renaissance. That's not an appropriate use of that word at all. This is a Patreon exclusive just for you guys to celebrate the 1 year Fannyversary of the Novympia cult here on Patreon. The Fannyversary has just become what it's called now. I think just a little typo, you know, once upon a time, has resulted in it being called the Fannyversary. Also, it wasn't a typo. Okay, so let's just start today. So this is just a little exclusive for you guys, just to celebrate the fact that we've been here for a year. It's been 1 year, you guys. Can you believe it's been a year? So way back in the beginning, it was such a gamble to do this, to be on Patreon. It was such a risky move because obviously, as everyone knows, I quit my job to be here. And to begin with, it really was a case of like, right, this is gonna have to be so meticulously kind of planned and stuff, because trying to make money on the internet, trying to make a living on the internet is incredibly difficult to do. And I had kind of a theory that the reason we were not putting as much into the channel is because we did work full-time jobs. And so we weren't producing the kind of thing that we wanted to do. And I think that was kind of a hindrance. So it was a case of like, you're working to support yourself, but you also have to kind of have the spare time to do it, which we never did, especially if we're in drag, which takes hours. It takes like an entire day just to do like one video. So thankfully, I think I made the right decision, and it was with the help of you beautiful puffins that I've been able to do this. And also thankfully, we've been able to take the channel and times the subscribers by like 5 times. So I think when we launched the Patreon, we were on like 30k or something. We're on 150 now, which is just incredible. And my theory was correct, that if I was able to do this full time, I could really run with it. So this is a thank you to you guys for being here. And I'm going to be running down, I've made some notes here, I'm very professional. Since this is just for you guys, I can do what I want. It's not gonna be on YouTube. It's not gonna have the, you know, the surprise element of it. It's gonna get taken down for copyright infringement. It's not gonna have that because this is just for you guys. So I can do whatever I want. Oh. Hi, Jack. It's so dumb. So dumb. Shut up. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you a quick story. Nova was at work yesterday, so she still works at her salon. She is a stylist. She brought some scissors home with her because she did my hair the other day. I've got like a what do you call that? Like a shaved bit on the sides. I still have this bit, but it's shaved, which is very nice. It's very nice and breezy for summer. And so she did it, and she was like, I'm gonna bring the scissors home with me because there might be, when I kind of like look at it properly, it might be slightly uneven. I just want to sort it out. She didn't. She did a good job. But anyway, she said to me, oh, I forgot. She went into work the next day. She goes, I've forgotten those, it was a couple of days later, those scissors. Can you please like run them into me? I know it's like an inconvenience. Can you just get in the car and bring them to me? Well, I looked for these scissors for 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was looking for these scissors. I was running around. She had a client coming in at a certain time, and I was like, fuck, I have to get her these scissors, or it's going to be like, the client's going to be waiting around. Special scissors, like, I don't know, shiny scissors. Anyway, couldn't find them. And I was getting really panicked. I had my shoes on, I was ready to get in the car, and I was like going through the laundry, like why would they have fallen in there? Going through the recycling bin. I rifled through the actual bin, the bin full of shit, the garbage bin. I rifled through it. I put my hand to the bottom. There was some white substance in there. It might have been an old cream cheese. I can't be certain. It smelled so horrendous, and I rifled through that. It's a really hot day. For her to text me and say, oh, I actually brought them in already and I forgot. Doesn't look any bigger than the Mauritanian. That's so dumb. So that's a quick story for you that I just have to tell you. Whether Nova's gonna watch this video back, I don't know, but if she does, I've told everyone, so there you go. I hope you feel very foolish. I went through a bin. Okay, I'm gonna be listing 10 things I have learned, discovered, from having Patreon for a year now. These are thoughts I've had about the Patron going forward. There's lots of discoveries I've made about, you know, YouTube in general, about how Patreon works, interactions with you guys. And we're gonna start out with number 10 I've got here, that the cultists, you guys, are fucking weird. Okay, so there is a Discord. A lot of you will be aware that when you become a patron, you get access to the big Discord, which is, I think there's about 300 people in there now, which we have gathered over the year who have wanted to come in. It's like a great big group chat, and you know, everyone is so fucking weird. I wouldn't want it any other way. You guys are bizarre. Some of the things you come out with, it's, for example, well, there's a thing where the elders may request video ideas for us to do. So a new elder, bless him, he came to the Discord and someone tried to coerce him into using his request for their request. So someone said, can you please get Olympia to do a cover? And I can't even, is it Tina Turner, River Deep, Mountain High? I'm gonna look it up. You're out of your mind if you think I'm not gonna just look this up right now. I mean, I don't really know how it got. Tina Turner, River Deep, Mountain High is what it's called. It's should I watch them do it live? No, I'll just listen to the song.
Every day I'm committed.
This is an advert, so I'm sorry about that.
Excite,
Okay, I'm gonna get the lyrics up as well. I love you just the way of that rag doll. Only now has my love grown. Oh! Shit! It gets deeper. Okay, so that's the part that people used to sing. So there's obviously, there's voice chats we do in the Discord, and there's a lot of, I remember people just going, do I love you, my oh my, and it became, I don't know who started this, I don't know where it came from, but it was just one of those things that every time you sort of went in there, someone would be talking about River Deep, Mountain High, do I love you, my oh my. So, you know what? I mean, what was I supposed to do with that, honestly? A cover of it? Was I supposed to learn that song and just sing it? It's so fucking weird. There are videos that have been circulating very, very popularly at the beginning of the Discord when it first started. There is a young lady in there who, sometimes there's games night in there. There's a truth or dare scenario where I dared a young lady to shout the word cock in her house. And it resulted in this.
cock.
Bet you're glad you've subscribed now. So dumb. There's also a video of a young gentleman who was asked to do a naked nipple dance. Not Nova, although she did eventually do a naked nipple dance, and it is in a Discord somewhere. You have to try and find it, but there is a video of Nova doing that. But there is this dude who did a dance. I don't know what it was from, what it was for, but he did this dance. I won't show his face just to hide his sort of privacy and his well-being, but I'll show you the video. Whoa! So the first thing I learned on my Patreon adventure was that you guys are fucking bizarre, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You're so odd. God, it's really touch and go in that Discord. I don't know what I was thinking. I think number 9, something I've learnt from using this, which I didn't anticipate, but it's really helpful, is that you guys are like a springboard for ideas. You are something of like a buffer or a filter. So obviously you get videos like a day early. I will post little clips in the Discord and stuff for feedback, especially when it comes to like really rough jokes. There was a joke in the Jeffree Star parody, which made its way into the outtakes, like the blooper reel. There is a joke in there. This chair's really... And it's good to know people's opinions on whether or not they think it's gonna get a lot of like flack. I discussed with some guys in the Discord whether or not they thought me putting in all those fake teeth for Graveyard Girl was gonna be kind of like a miss, and it would bomb, and they told me that they thought it would be okay, and thankfully I did it in the end, and no one seemed to really care. Even Graveyard Girl liked that, so I'm glad. Like, there's shit like that which I didn't anticipate, because usually all I have is Nova, and we all know Nova has opinions, and she has, you know, ideas that she would say to me, no, it's better to leave it out. If in doubt, leave it out. And I'll be like, oh, but that's like where a lot of the humour comes from, is that it's kind of like a bit close to the edge. So I'm glad to have a lot of opinions from you guys. That's really good. Yeah, so the other thing with the parodies is like, if I will miss out something that a YouTuber says, or something that someone says a lot, like a Shane Dawson-ism or something, and I might like forget to put it in, and I'll just say like, what do you guys think? Like, is there anything else? And you might come up with some ideas, and I'll just be like, how could I forget that? Like, it's so useful to have you guys there, and I really appreciate your input. So that's another one. I think what I've learned with the Patreon, I mean, when I first started the Patreon, the idea, we put a trailer out, and the idea was that there were going to be weekly episodes of This Wine and Wendigo. This wine I didn't have a problem with, because this wine is kind of like a vlog. It really is just bullshit. Like, there's no structure to it. I mean, to begin with, they were heavily scripted way back in the day. I thought there's no way I can put a camera on and just talk endlessly and it'd be like natural, or there'd be any point to it. So I meticulously listed jokes and stuff. And now I'll literally, if you watch the last episode of This Wine Tastes Like Crap, you'll know it was just like fucking verbal diarrhea. So that I don't mind so much. Wendigo Solutions, this is the point about where I'm at now. This is my thought number 8. Is that I'm going to give Wendigo a definitive ending. I've discussed this a few times, maybe in a full of shit. I've discussed it, how it is essentially, it's essentially like a show. It's a scripted, I mean, it's very basic, it's very stripped back. There's nothing really there. It's just one person and like a script. But it is still kind of like a script based on a joke that she doesn't have any idea what she's doing, and she's abusive to people down the phone. So there is kind of like I believe a timeline on it. I'm not comparing Wendigo Solutions to The Office or Faulty Towers, but the point is that I think people hold those shows in such high regard because they went out on a high. They didn't drag on, like My Family or whatever it is, The Simpsons, they didn't drag on for decades. So I thought, at the beginning, I was just like, this is going to be tricky doing one of these every week because people are going to get super bored. It's not going to leave time for anything else. And I thought, well, I'll do one every alternative week. And then I thought, Wendigo just has to have an end. It can't, even that, a couple a month, it's a lot. And I know people like Wendigo, but they don't get the views anymore. There was a time when they were doing quite well, but now they just don't get views. And it is something that I would hate to feel like I'm doing it out of obligation rather than I would love doing it, because I still love writing for her and doing all of that. But I think it's probably come to an end. So I think I'm going to get to number 30, which is 2 episodes away. And I've got an idea for the last one, number 30. I'm going to make it the last one. That doesn't mean to say I won't bring her back, way down the line for like a special, like a Christmas special. But I think number 30 is going to be the end. It feels like a nice round number. I was considering doing 40 or 50, and I thought that's still so much. And I want to move on to something else. We're going to like pull out something else out of the bag, especially because we do these parodies and they do so well, and you just have to weigh up, like, yeah, you have to do what gets views, but you also have to do what you like doing, and it's a very tricky thing. It's a fine line. So I feel like with Wendigo, I've realised during this process, I'm gonna go out on a low. Number 7 is just an admin technical thing I've learned from doing the Patreon, which is that I didn't read the terms and conditions correctly upon starting the Patreon and just sending it out into the ether, because one of our rewards, which was the Archdruids and above, would be entered into a raffle to receive the paintings that we did, inspired by way back when I did Black Rose. Do you remember Black Rose? Rose from Titanic, but she was a black woman, which I thought was lovely. And I did that painting, I made it a big deal, stuck it on eBay, and I thought, well, we'll do that for the Archdruids. We'll do paintings, we'll send them out. So we were smacked on the hand by Patreon because they said you can't have people sign up to something with like a regular amount and then have it be a raffle. So I said, we can still do it though. We can just take out the raffle lottery element of it, right? And they were just like, yeah, you want to try and make sure as many people get the reward that they are signed up for. And I thought, yeah, that works. So we switched the paintings to sketches, so we were doing 2 at a time instead of just 1. And it's still randomized. I mean, we've done a bunch now. It's been a year, so we've done a fair few of them. And when we've done the kind of randomized, luckily, no one's just had 2 things come up. So we've never sent the same person something twice. So we are getting through everyone. But that I thought was so interesting that there is an element to it where you can't lottery or raffle something off. I wonder if that's because it's essentially a gambling because the lottery is gambling, right? I wonder if that's what it is. I've just thought about that now. That's probably why you can't do that. But otherwise, it's still there. The reward is still there. But that was interesting when that came through and I just thought, oh my God, we're going to be on the news. Thought number 6 I've had about doing the Patreon is that, and it's one of my favourite aspects of it, is doing full of shit, your Sunday treat. And a special hello to the Midnight Society listening live. Is that when I first did Full of It, which was my solo podcast venture, and there's a bunch on YouTube, those were the first ones, and it's so weird to me now to consider putting a podcast on YouTube, but people do it, but anyway, I don't know, is that I would make so many notes because I thought if I'm talking for an hour, how can you solidly talk for an hour and there be like a purpose, how you're going to forget things, you're going to want to say certain things or have like a kind of like narrative or whatever. And so I would make loads of notes and it was always a really big deal to do one of those and it was always so much pressure. That's why to begin with I didn't do that many. And then I thought, well, it's going to be a weekly thing, so I'm going to have to really get my shit together. Now I don't script a single goddamn thing. Sometimes, as people have commented on, I might read from Wikipedia a lot. I do read from Wikipedia and I don't mind it. I quite enjoy doing that, so you're going to have to just get on board with that. But my point is that I have learned that I have such a... I've said this in This Wine. I mean, it's not that I'm unwell. I mean, I probably am. It is that I can, it's not the gift of gab, spew verbal diarrhea for an hour without stopping. That is, I would like to have that on my gravestone, that I am able to do that. Trisha Paytas can do that. Oh God, what a thing to say. Is that I'm very comfortable now and I'm very happy in hitting record and just setting off on a journey of not discovery, you don't learn anything, it's just BS. But then my favourite things to do is full of shit because we have time to talk about things and I can really go into depth with things as well, which in some videos you feel like you want to explain a bit more but they end up being so long and you want to try and condense the videos down, but Full of It you can just go off on this journey and I really love doing those now, which I thought at the beginning that would be really kind of like cumbersome to do those, but they are not, they're the opposite, so I've learnt that about myself. Number 5! Number 5 is that, and this is something else that I didn't, there's a lot of things with the Patreon that I didn't plan on doing on the offset, on starting it. I did not anticipate that the Discord would become a thing. I did not therefore anticipate that there would be Novympia quizzes. So over the past year, we've done a bunch of these quizzes, which started out in the Discord, and it would be Novympia related trivia, which obviously would be more, people that have been here for a lot longer would have done better, obviously, than people that just joined because of the parodies. They wouldn't remember some of the really, really old videos. But it was a question and answer thing, and you type furiously in the Discord and it would come up and everything, and then it would just be like, stop, someone's got the right answer. Which, because of internet speeds and because people thought maybe it was a bit off, we moved it over to Kahoot, which is an app you can download. And it's, I'm reading, there's a voice chat situation, so we'll get everyone in there and I'll be doing it live, I'll be reading out the questions and then you slam your answer on your thing and I get it on my screen and read. And it's great because at the end there's a rundown of who got what answer. I'll put in some purposefully horrendous answers and some people will still pick them and I will name and shame those people at the end. I'll say, you genuinely thought, what was that one? Oh, was it trannies on parade? What did we call ourselves way back in the day when we performed at Bournemouth Pride? One of the answers was trannies on parade, and so many people thought that was the answer, and I was just like, how could you assume? So my point with this is I've learned that so many of you are, well entrenched in the Novympia lifestyle to the point that you can quote, and now so many of you have done this and I've been amazed, you quote our videos and you remember some of the weirdest shit that we've said in our videos. And I suppose the thing is, when we do a video and we release it out into the wild, we will watch it through to check there's no mistakes and stuff. I mean, not always, as evidenced by that video the other day where there was just random audio at the beginning. We'll watch the video, we'll set it loose, and we'll never watch it again. A lot of those videos we've seen once, years will pass and people will be like, oh, I love when you did this and you said this, and we'll just kind of have to take a second and be like, because we don't watch them back really. I mean, we're not going to sit at home and watch ourselves. So the point is, I'm so impressed / terrified, confused, befuddled by some of the things people comment. Quotes from Wendigo Solutions. I don't remember, someone quoted something about a meth baby and I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, are you okay? Which is such an interesting perspective because I'm saying like, are you all right? I said that, like I originally said that. So what do I think about myself? So that's a point that I've made, and I'm wildly impressed by some of the things you guys have come out with. There's one kid who did the nipple dance. Was it a nipple dance? That weird dance. I know in post I'm putting the video there. I can't remember what it is. He's called Nathan. He won the last Novympia quiz and got every single question correct. And this is stuff like a video from 2 years ago. Who did what to whatever to something? It'll be such an obscure question. He got every single question correct. Now, I'm not saying everyone always does that. I'm not saying that everyone is a loser like Nathan. But, you know, I'll be wildly impressed with the memory that people have of certain videos and clips and stuff. So that's an interesting point. My next point is a super heartwarming kind of moment, because it's that I was bowled away immediately by people's generosity, because in joining up to the Patreon, obviously you are supporting Nova and I and doing our channel, and the thing that we wanted to really stress way back at the beginning, and we said this in the trailer, is that Nova and I lived together, we lived on our own, we were young people, we worked retail jobs, we really understood the value of money, like we really fucking got it. We were broke all the time, and on the side of that we're trying to run a YouTube channel, so we're trying to buy drag, which fuck knows is not cheap. Like we really understood the value of money, and we said that the channel is going to stay the same. We're not going to fucking touch the channel, we're not going to do a Wow Presents, take everything off and then like force people to pay. It's going to be open to you guys, and your money is your own, and we really appreciate that. But the generosity of you guys in joining the Patreon has been overwhelming, honestly. It's been so amazing to see. And one of the other things is when people they'll have like a rough month or something, and they'll be like, I have to like reduce my pledge, or I have to drop out, and I'll be back in like a couple of months. And they'll send me a message. They'll send Nova and I a message and say, you know, this is the case. Like, I'm really sorry, but I've had like a bill or something and I can't do it. And I'll be back in like a month or so. And you just think like, God bless them. They feel like, a lot of you guys felt like if you've gone and come back again, that, you know, we're going to be offended or anything. And the fact that you even signed up to begin with is miraculous to me. It's incredible. So I honestly am so grateful for all of you for doing that, and I don't want anyone to think that they're going to be that you're going to offend us if you have like a rough month or something. Like everyone struggles, everyone needs money. So a lot of people have really tiptoed and sent messages and said, oh, I'm really sorry, and it's just like, don't worry about it, we get it, it's fine. Nova and I understand what it means to have fuck all money. And I'm not saying you guys are all poor. That's a weird comment to make. Like, thank you, you're poor. Jesus, what am I like? My point is that we get it, you know, we understand it. So I just want to say, you know, thank you. This is the point of the 1 year Fannyversary, is to thank you all for being on board, because it's just been so heartwarming. Honestly, it has. I made another point here, I think. That was the point of that. You're generous, and I'm thankful for it. Point number 3 I've come across in you know, this Patreon venture works, is that there are goals. So the first goal we hit was 100. Was it 100 or 150? It may have been 150. Was that we were then going to open up a PO box. So we hit 150 a lot faster than I thought we were going to, which again just highlights the point again that everyone who's coming on board it's just such a wonderful thing. And we hit it quite quickly. So we set up the PO box, we set it up with Royal Mail, and they were shite. They lost a couple of packages that we knew were there. This was the confusing thing, because people had sent us pictures and said, oh, I've sent something to your PO box, when are you doing an unboxing? And I said, well, I've gone to this PO box and there's nothing there. And there was nothing in that PO box for a very long time. And people sent me tracking numbers. They said you should have shit. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like I've asked them. There was a situation where I had to go backwards and forwards between these like depots, and it was a shit show. At one point I went in, I gave the card that had our PO box number on it, and this woman, I shit you not, brought out a pile of someone else's mail. She had read the number wrong on the PO box, and I shit you not, this happened twice. So the first time she comes out and she hands me this huge pile of stuff. Like there was a big box, there was a package, there was loads of letters, and I was just like, oh, okay, like it's all finally come through. I start walking to my car and I'm like, she's giving me someone else's mail. So that's got to be all kinds of fucked up. I really should have like put in a complaint and been like, that I could have just taken all this shit and gone home. It could have contained money, like this could have had anything in it, and I could have just robbed it, and it would have been your fault because you fucking freely gave it out to someone. This happened twice. So the second time she also gave me, it was just a letter and it was someone else, and I was like, no, stop doing this. It wasn't the same person both times. But it got to the point where I was like, this is bullshit. So we have switched the PO box now to someone, it's a privately owned company. And whenever something comes in, it's so professional, they'll scan it, they'll take a picture, they'll send us an email and say, you've received this, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to keep it? Do you want us to forward it to you? So that is lovely. What was the point I was gonna say about this? Oh God, yeah, this isn't even the point I was trying to make. So that was the point with the PO box. It's still up and running. It's in the thing down below. We received some letters yesterday, it was the day before, from a lady in, was it Louisiana? I can't remember her name. I think Rebecca. I think you called Rebecca. So if you're here on the Patreon, we're going to read your letters in a video because they were so precious. And she did like watercolor or like chalk art on them. They're so gorgeous. That was the point with that. The PO box is still running, but 250, the goal, which again, we hit that again. And I'm going to get to a point about what 350 is going to be because we can't think of a goal in all honesty, like we're such frauds. The 251 was to re-record Legendary Bird. The song Legendary Creature, which was the first video we ever put on our channel, was a pile of shit. But the song has some mileage. It's obviously ridiculous. There's a rap. Why we felt like there had to be a rap in it. Like if we were to do a song now, another one, which I'm feeling like I'm gonna do, Hot Tonight, there's not gonna be a rap. Like what the fuck is that kind of, what in the Milli Vanilli bullshit is this, that there's a rap? I don't know. So that's the deal with that. So we re-recorded the song, which was really easy. We have a musician friend of ours who I've done some music videos for actually, and he's about to release his EP, so I'll post them here as well, and you can see my TV production degree coming into action. He hooked us up with his producer, you know. God, such an asshole. And we went in and we met the producer, who's a really, really nice guy. He made the whole thing so easy. He said, if you don't like something, I'm not gonna be offended, let me know. And I was just like, I really appreciate that. Did the song, loved the song, and we're now getting the music video together. And this is the point that I have come to discover through the Patreon goal of re-releasing Legendary Creature, is that putting a music video together is a logistical nightmare. We have a manager, but it's not like, we have several sort of people who kind of like help us out, but it's not in the sense of we don't have like assistants and stuff. I mean, fuck, we're just a couple of ladies about town. So we are doing all of this ourselves, we're financing all of this ourselves, and we are trying to put together a music video in several locations. Finding locations for music videos, finding locations for anything is fucking impossible. I really, really do not envy and have so much respect for people who are like location scouts for films and stuff, like producers. It's hard, it's really difficult to find a decent location that you're gonna get permission for, because, you know, unless it's outside somewhere that's like really isolated. And we are gonna film in the New Forest in Burley because it's witchy poo and I'm gonna be like the Blair Witch, which, shock, you know, didn't see that coming. But we wanted like an indoor location, which I think we found. We want to shoot some at the club, DYMK. Trying to get dates together, people together, because we have a producer, we have a director, we have a camera crew. Trying to get all of this sorted is near impossible. So that is why earlier on I played Gardenscapes instead. Number 2 on the list of things I've learned, being, you know, the Lord High Empress of this Patreon situation, is that I can't cook. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Upon joining the Patreon, I send everyone a little individual message. Everyone will have got this, a little orientation message, and it says, thank you for being here, etc. It says, if you want to join the Patreon-only live stream, this is what you do. Something that I've come to. I do love doing it because it is like, whenever I do a Patreon live stream, it is a bit like a phone call to you guys, just so that we have like a little intimate discussion. But I do it a lot of the time on Olympia's Kitchen Diary. Olympia's Kitchen Diaries! Do you love me, my oh my? When I do the live streams for the kitchen diaries, which is boom, camera in a cupboard, and we're talking about what we've done with our day, what we're doing with our week, and I'm, you know, cooking, and I have come to the realization that I just cannot cook. I hate cooking. I can't stand it. And the worst thing is that I feel like I do the kitchen diaries, Nova doesn't do them. And so it must seem like to you guys when you're watching these that all I do is cook pasta. I don't know what to cook. Like, I can't think of anything. One of the worst things I think about living is trying to, and this is fucking first world problems, it really is. It's a terrible thing to say, but I hate trying to think of what to cook. You know, I mean, for fuck's sake, we should be grateful that we're even in that situation, but I really struggle with what to cook. Especially because she's a vegetarian now, so I'm always cooking pasta. So people come on, they're like, oh, what are you making? It'll be, oh, I'm doing a vegetarian lasagna. Same as yesterday, same as the week before. Or, I did a tortelloni yesterday, and I really have come to realise that when I start a meal, what do you have? An onion and some garlic. And Christ knows, if you've been in Olympia's kitchen diaries, you will realise that I cannot slice an onion correctly. I hate shelling garlic because all the papery shit sticks to your hands. I can't stand it. I hate it. But that's like how every meal starts. Onion and garlic. That's how my mind works. I don't know any other way of starting a meal to prepare that isn't onion and garlic. What else do you put in a meal? Also, what other meals are there? Onion and garlic in a pan, and then boil some pasta, and then what? Get like a mushroom, and then that's it, and some garlic. What do people eat? I don't understand cooking at all. I don't understand how people know how to cook. Where are you getting all these ingredients from? What do you put, like some chips in an oven? Also, a cooker. I had a really weird brain fart moment where I did not know what a cooker was. And I will say it now, and I'm sure for the people who were in that live stream, you're not going to believe me, but here it is, finally the truth comes out, that there was an ongoing joke that I didn't know what a cooker was, because someone told me, someone sent a commented, and it was a really weird thing about, like, my cooker is called something, like it's got a weird name. I think the person who it was, I can't remember, so I do apologise, eventually meant to say that their cooker was a certain brand. But the way that they had worded this message made me think that the cooker was something else. Maybe something like drug related, like a cooker. I don't know what it was. I really read that. I think it was whoever sent it, they'd worded it really weirdly, and it was a strange sentence anyway to say your cooker is named something. So I kind of read that back and I was just like, a cooker? What's a cooker? I then decided to run with it and pretend I didn't know what a cooker was. And I know you're all saying, fuck off, you didn't know what a cooker was. A cooker? What is a cooker? So that's where that story comes from. Anyway, I can't cook. So stupid. It's the realisation of doing Olympia's Kitchen Diaries that I am reading aloud the process of what I'm doing, and in doing so, realising, what am I making? It's bad. It's fucking student food. It's just shit. I can't cook. Can't cook, won't cook. That's my new series. So my last point, my number one point that I'm going to make here, and I'm going to get a little bit sort of cute here, is that, like I said way back when, is that I did not anticipate that the Discord would become a thing. I remember the day we set up the Patreon, I can remember having it all prepared, and there's some documents you need to fill in, there's some stuff to state that you're not like American, how you're gonna like figure out tax and stuff, and it was all ready to go. And I remember saying, was it like midday we were gonna do it? So I was tinkering with it, I was going through it, I was like shining it up. That's not shining it up, God, stupid. And there was an option to include Discord rewards, allow Discord rewards, I think it said. And I looked at it and I was just like, I'm not even sure what that is. So I did some research and it was like, do you want to set up a Discord? I found out what Discord was. I'm not a gamer, so that wasn't something that I had heard of. I don't know anyone else that uses it, so it wasn't really in my sort of peripheral. Oh my God, are you kidding me? So I set it up, and unbeknownst to me at the time, it would be a place where, and I quickly jumped on this and I thought, oh my God, how amazing to have a group chat, huge chat, specifically for cultists. We can talk about videos, we can talk about like, you know, what we should do and stuff. It'll be really fun, we can just like have fun. And it kind of blossomed into this area where, you know, people started to go there every day. People started to become on first name basis with one another, and it essentially did become something of a cult-like family. A lot of people go there now because it's like their happy space. I know there is like a core group of people that are really friendly. They're there every day. They have like gone off into, they have like separate chats with each other, and they have like a mental health hour, I've been told, where they sort of, a group of them might get together and kind of like just have like a voice chat, a very open forum with one another. And that really to me was so wonderful, because I have said before in an episode of Full of It that I used to be part of an online forum, which I wasn't treated very nicely in the forum because I was a teenager, I was very young, and I was gay and weird, and all these kind of like online nerdy people would kind of like rinse me. But there were people there that I loved speaking to, and it was for a lot of us who are weird, gay, you know, freaky weirdos, who's fucking weirdos, traversing the real world sometimes is too frightening, it's too anxiety inducing, and it's not very nice. And so having that kind of like virtual place you can go to and hang out and just relax and be yourself and just talk to people is like a lifeline, I think. So without even realizing it, and I'm not playing Jesus here, is this kind of Discord has arisen where people just come and like hang out, and everyone's like, it's like just a huge group chat where everyone has like one thing in common, and that is that you are just sort of fucking weirdos. You've all got great senses of humour, and it's just lovely to see. A bunch of you came down to visit Nova and I. We went out not long ago. Some of them were kicked out of the club and it was a disaster, but it was still fun and hilarious. You know, I regret going, but it was great. And we also did a Secret Santa, which again is something I didn't anticipate that we would do at the beginning, but I love that the level of interaction has been much greater than I anticipated that it would be. And we had a Secret Santa where a bunch of people, you probably saw the videos, you know, anonymously signed up. You put your hat in the ring, whatever it is. You get a random name and you fill a shoebox full of shit, full of like local snacks or sweets, like toys, like shit that you're into. If it's like drag race, you might put in like, I don't know, like an enamel pin of like your favorite racer or shit like that, just like stuff that's personal to you. And you send it out with a little card, and then you do a video of receiving the box. You don't know who the person is. You might know of them from the Discord, you might have no idea who they are, but it's just cute to kind of have that kind of like connection going on. And we did quite a few of those, and I'm going to do another one this Christmas. So if you'd like to be part of the Secret Santa, well, I think we start it in like November maybe, just to kind of like for you know, like postage and stuff is a bit awkward. Fucking shut up. But that is something that I have come to adore about starting the Patreon, is that there is a Discord full of lovely people. And I know that some people that join kind of jump in and think, I don't understand any of the inside jokes, I don't understand like who these people are, and they all know each other. It doesn't matter, people still come in, people still get ingratiated into the lifestyle. That's why we do the cult, fucking ingratiated into the cult. It's why we do the quiz and stuff like that. It's just a fun place to go. So if you know, you need like a little space where you can go and like speak to someone who isn't like on Facebook where people just post relentless dog shit all the time that makes you feel like crap, or Instagram where you see people, you know, fucking influencers posing and you just think like, fuck off, I don't need to see this dire shit. The Discord is there. So it's been super cute to have this experience with everyone, and I hope we can go strong for many years. We're going to be doing a Fannyversary quiz, which is going to be on Tuesday, so I'll do a post about that afterwards. It's going to be relating to the first year of the Patreon stuff we've posted, etc., little video stuff. So this isn't going to be specifically, you know, aimed at the long-term Novympia fans. I spat like a huge amount there, but that's fine. This is going to be all Patreon-related stuff so everyone can get involved. So that's on Tuesday. And I've also I'm going to put up a poll just after this, and the poll is going to be our top 25 over the course of the Novympia 3-4 years on YouTube. The poll is the top 25 videos and series we've done. I want everyone to vote on their favourites, and then Nova and I are going to do a special Fannyversary episode of I Think It Could Be Beef, which is our podcast from a long time ago. A lot of people have been speaking about how we don't do those anymore and we should do one, so we're going to do it. I think it could be beef, and discuss what people consider to be our 10 greatest or funniest videos or whatever. Greatest is not the word because none of them are great. So that's something we're going to do. And yes, oh my god, thanks for being here. Thanks for bloody being here. Oh, that was really loud, but then they're loud as well. So I'm going to go now, puffins. If you've reached the end of this, then thanks for being here. You're all superstars, and I'll speak to you all soon. All right, bye then, bye.